Hey, I'm Melinda, and this is Raining in My Dystonia. We're expecting some cold weather. I think just like a night might be a little cold, but not as cold as that Arctic thing was. Say hi, Smokey. So I am horse blankets. You know, everyone has an opinion. If I'm gonna be cold, then I assume my horses might be cold. I try and when you want to know whether your horses are cold or not, I check like behind their ears, like right here, to see if that's warm or cold. And then I check like in here, in here, if it's warm or cold. To decide if I need to change what size is on them. Anyway, this blanket hasn't been worn by him since last winter. And this is a lighter weight blanket. This is a Saxon. I really like this blanket. I like this higher neck, which is cool. And this one I believe is a 150 gram fill, so it's not super thick. But it's got a little warmth to it for the temperatures we're going to be having. Also look at wind chill factors when deciding what blankets to put on them. So this is 150. This is a blanket that both he and Denny could wear, which is a 78. So I have finally learned to try and get these things, figure out if they're fitted right or not before the cold hits, because it's real difficult to be doing it when it's like below freezing and negative wind chill factors and stuff like that. So what I'm doing today is just checking out his lime blanket he wore for the Arctic front, and I fitted it beforehand. And that one is the lime jacket was I think 250 fill. So anyway, I'm just gonna double check and adjust these, which needs to be, you basically want a hand in there, which they're a little long, so I have to adjust them a little smaller. And then adjust the the leg straps, which looks like those are fine. So that's what I'm doing here with this blanket. Since my Dystonia shoulder hikes up, tends to hike up at times, a lot of times, it's also better to do this now instead of when I'm more stressed. Anyway, the leg straps. The only thing about this blanket is I like the elastic leg straps, which these are not. This one needs to be adjusted down. They probably could both go down a little bit. With the leg straps, you just want to make sure that it's not going to impede them here. You know, get caught up here if they're running or something. Or if they lay down. You don't want that to impede their movement. Same thing, you know, with the belly straps. You want them loose, but not too loose. So it still needs to be tightened a little. But you want to basically be able to put your hand in there. And again, you don't want them too tight or too loose, because you don't want it to affect their movement. Hi, bud. He's like, why are you doing this now? They make elastic leg straps, which I like better. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna try on his lighter weight blanket, see how it fits, because I'm not sure what he's gonna need tomorrow night. Okay, so this is Smokey's. I would call this, when you think about people coats and stuff, This is like more like a jacket for Smokey. It doesn't have any fill. So it just gives him a little layer of protection if it's a little bit colder than usual. This is a tough one. I like how it comes together in the front, because you adjust it and then it just snaps on and off, which is nice if you're doing this when it's really cold. Again, you want like a hand, you know, you want to be able to fit your hand in there like that. I know it's hard to see. I'll take a picture. And then these, it has the elastic straps, so I like those better. Again, you just don't want it to impede with their movement if they're running or playing or laying down. So this one needed an adjustment too. You've lost a little bit of weight, bud. Which is fine. He needed to lose a couple pounds, because I had to adjust on both of them. I had to adjust these probably about 2 inches, and then I adjusted the leg straps about 1 inch. So the thing with blankets, you know, it's something everybody has an opinion on. I choose to do it when I look at temperatures and wind chill factors. You know, especially with the old man, I really looked at that stuff closely. Because if they're cold, if horses are cold, they will shiver, you know, shake, shiver like we do, and they will lose weight from it. So that's why I watched it real carefully with the old man, because I didn't need him losing any more weight. So also with blankets, if you're going to use a blanket, you have to commit to taking it off in the morning or whenever. You need to commit to taking it on and off, putting it on and taking it off. Because if horses get too hot in a blanket, they can colic and die. So if you're going to commit to putting them on, you got to commit to taking them off. My neighbors, it makes me crazy, because their horses are, you know, probably teenagers like mine, maybe younger, and those horses are in blankets in 60-degree days, like today, and that could be dangerous, because they'll start to sweat under here, and so that's my only bitch about that. If you're gonna commit to doing a blanket, then you got to commit to taking it off, right, buddy? He's like, yes, please. Anyway, it seems like all the blankets have like one really nice feature. You know, like if I could take them and combine them, I could make the perfect blanket. Because I like the tough one too, but it's, you know, like I really like this part of it. So tough ones are a more affordable blanket. Another thing with blankets is you need to look at, it's denier, D-E-N-I-E-R, strength for them, as to how rough your horses are. I usually get the 1200, which is usually about one of the better ones as far as strength, even though my horses aren't rough on them. My blankets all look fairly new, even though they're, you know, some of them are 8 years old. So you need to look at that too. This denier strength, and then the polyfill for what warmth it is. I thought there was something else I needed to mention, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks y'all. So there was one more thing. There's a way to, they have all kinds of places how to measure your horse for a horse blanket. But when you try them on, when you get them and try them on for the first time, in case you need to return them, put a sheet over your horse and then put the blanket over the sheet. That way you can still return it because it hasn't been on the horse. And even though you measure them for a particular size, it says whatever they said. I forget what Denny said, maybe it's 80, and he actually needed a 78. So the first time you may want to buy 2 different sizes and then return the one that doesn't fit. If you think you might be in a bind for needing one. Thanks, y'all. Hi, I'm Melinda, and welcome to Raining in My Dystonia. I did a video the other day about blanketing horses. That if you're going to do it, you need to commit to taking them off and putting them on. And I said something about a neighbor horse. They make me crazy. These horses right here. That horse is a brood mare. So she's probably in her teens. She's not old. She's blanketed. And it is 71 degrees right now. 71. She's got a baby next to her. It's got a blanket on it too. That can make a horse sick. Those two, mama and the baby, are probably sweating under that blanket because of the heat today. And this owner is lazy and chooses not to take the blanket off. Put them on at some point because we have had cold nights, but has not taken them off. Yesterday was, I think, 65. Today is like 71. Tomorrow's supposed to be 65-ish. So warm days. That right there will make a horse sick. That right there can make a horse colic. That right there could even make a horse die because the owner is too lazy to take the blankets off. Pisses me off. That's my bitch for the day. Smokey's like, yeah, my mom, if she puts it on, she takes it off. She sometimes takes it off when it's still a little cold, but she doesn't want me to get too hot in it, so she takes it off. Anyway, thanks everybody.